Subscribe to Film Companion for your film fix. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Siddhant, first of all, thank you for opening up your house to us. We've taken over your living room.
Finally, it's happening. I was waiting for this interview to happen and I'm very excited. Yeah, and I'm a bit nervous. My mom's nervous.
Please
she's
don't
right there.
be.
Yeah,
Do I look frightening?
No, you don't. It's just that, I mean, I've always watched your interviews and yeah, so this is like a dream come true.
Thank you. Tell me where we are. Is this a special spot in the
Yes,
house?
yes. This is the spot where everything, in fact, that's my parents, the first time I got the script for Gully Boy, I narrated them and they were all sitting here and yeah, so this is special. Every script narration, after I get, hear the script, I come back home, I make them sit here and,
So you narrate every script to your parents?
Almost, yeah. Yeah. All the ones which
You're considering?
Yeah.
And do you take their recommendation very seriously?
Absolutely, yeah. I can't do without them. They are like my. It's like a team, So my mom, my dad, my 14-year-old brother. So we get all the point of views. We get all the perspectives. So yeah, I think I take their opinion very seriously.
And so far, you haven't gone against what they've said.
No, I haven't, and I don't know. I will. I don't know. Depends. I mean, as of now, I'm in a good space, and they're quite. Like at times, my mom, she likes something, my dad doesn't, my brother. So it's like a vote thing that happens. But yeah, I mean, the final judgment is mine. The final, decision is mine. But yeah, I mean, they respect it, and I respect theirs. So it's like a team, discussion which happens every morning, 9 to 11 on, chai time with the Chaturvedis. Yeah.
Chai pe charcha with the Chaturvedis.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So is that, Siddhant, what has enabled this absolutely unique career trajectory? I mean, in February, you make this amazing debut with Gully Boy. Yeah. Then for almost 10 months, there's complete silence, right? Yeah. I see you in ads. You've got full pages on the newspapers, but I don't hear anything. Yeah. Then you announced 2 films back to back, one with Dharma, one with Yash Raj. I mean, 2 of the biggest production houses in this country. Yeah. Are you strategizing or is somebody helping you?
No, it's me. See, I've always, dreamt of being, the leading hero of the, Hindi film industry.
But this was childhood dream?
Yeah, this was my dream. I always wanted to become an actor. पहले तो I'll be honest, I wanted to become a hero. Acting क्या जो देखते थे वही समझ में आता था. But I was very sure. But when at the age of 19, when I started auditioning, then reality check, that no one's going to be launching you. Nothing, it's not that easy. So then I started focusing on the craft of it, the acting part of it, to become an actor. And then I was like, okay, theek hai, I'll keep my dreams in my wardrobe, let them stay there. And recently I've just opened them back. धूल हटाई है और सपने वापस ताज़ा किए हैं मैंने. And I'm living my dream. Yeah, but it was, I would say, it was kind of a strategy to choose the right scripts, the right directors, and the setup, as they say it. The production houses, because I do understand the commerce as well. I need to reach the maximum number of people possible, and so I needed somebody, like Dharma or Yash Raj or XL to, for that reach. At the same time, not compromising on the scripts. I took my time. A lot of people were saying, "Karlo, the hype will die and cash it. This is the time." But that didn't affect me. I knew where I was going. I didn't want to, compromise with my dreams, and I was like, okay, I'll go for the kill. So I just waited, and then heard a lot of scripts, liked some, and then finally whatever has happened.
But what can you tell us about either one of these 2 films? Shakun Batra's next or Bunty or Babli 2?
Bunty, Babli, when I heard, when Shanu called me, and she was like, Bunty, Babli 2 is happening and I would want you to meet the director. I met Varun, we vibed. He's from Kanpur, I'm from UP, and I want to play, I was so eager to play some, like a heartland kind of a character, and so we vibed. And then I heard the script, I have enjoyed it thoroughly, and it's just not it's just not fun and masala. It's got some content as well, and it's got some layers. It's just not people just doing things. It's for fun. There's a meaning behind it, but it's depicted in a very entertaining way, as I would say. And Shakun's film is, again, it's a very different, how Shakun is. His taste is very...
it's very eclectic.
Yeah. So...
and what an interesting star cast. I mean, you, Deepika and Ananya,
So I'm excited. I'm really excited. So, so it's his take on love and life. It's very modern. It's very contemporary. It's different from what anybody has seen till now. So it's exciting. The palette is different from, all the films, next 4 films have different palettes, different genres.
What are the other 2?
One is one is an action film, and the other one is a horror comedy. So that's all.
Horror comedy, action, romance.
Yeah,
and sort of caper, heist.
Yeah.
So you've really spread out the variety.
Yeah.
But Siddhant, when you came in Gully Boy, everybody said that you're a overnight sensation. But I don't believe there is any such thing. Like you said, you've been at it since you were 19.
Yeah.
You've spent 6 years honing yourself as an artist. At that time, 6 years is a very long time.
Yeah.
At that time, how did you have the faith? How did you think that this is going to happen for me?
So I was pursuing chartered accountancy. I had cleared my CPT, I had cleared my IPCC, I was kind of doing my articleship, but I was not able to because it's 9 to 5 and office and all of that, my internship. My biggest achievement was clearing IPCC, which is the second intermediate, first attempt both the groups, because I used to keep telling myself, I used to keep saying that, if this is something which I don't want to do, but I still, I did it. And a lot of people couldn't, because my Gujarati friends were like, yaar, humko to yahi karna hai life mein, par hum nahi kar pa rahe. Maine bola, yaar, I can see, I can see paradise beyond this. I want to go, I want to escape, this prison. I want to break the prison and go. So for me, I was very desperate. And because of that, I cleared my, and my dad was amazed, like, because I was an average student, and suddenly, at the age of 19, I'm kind of eligible to, give my CA finals. So that gave me immense confidence. I was like, yaar, ye mujhe karna nahi hai, wo main kar gaya. Jo mujhe karna hai, socho main kya karunga.
Right.
So I used to keep saying this to myself, and then, finally I was like, no, I have to, I can't do this. So I gave up. I was like, CA final on halt, and then I started auditioning. I got rejected, but I used to be low. But my mom used to say that दे दो CA, अभी क्या ही कर रहे हो? मैंने बोला, mom, एक mental setup होता है. अब जब इसमें आ गया हूँ तो I have to go, I have to give my 100% in this. I don't want any other backup or option anymore. And my dad was very supportive. He was like, yeah, do whatever you want to do. It's absolutely all right.
But that's, Siddhant, amazing. Can we pause and just talk a little about your parents? Because the fact that you said that it's a middle class family. Your father's a chartered accountant himself. For a middle class family to have a son who could be a CA, but then says, no, I want to go to Bollywood, and there is no connection there, there is no inroad there, and still be supportive. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, they were very, I mean, there were days when I was low, but they used to be like with me, financially, mentally. And I used that, I never stopped myself. I never used to go. In fact, I cut off from all my friends. I'd become a loner.
Why? Why did you cut off from
because
friends?
I didn't want to. Because like I wanted to, I thought this is the time where I need to learn. I need to acquire skills.
So just stay focused.
Just stay focused, because firstly, I was not earning, so I didn't have money to just go out and spend and have party with friends. So I kind of cut off, and then my friends, their parents were like, "Yaar, why are you hanging out with him? He's gonna, hero बनने निकला है," and
Did people mock that?
Yeah, obviously, इसके साथ मत घुमा करो, ये वो, क्या कर रहा है वो. So yeah, people did mock that, and so I cut off from my friends because of all these things, and then I used to be in my room all day, used to just, learn things, dance, maybe self-taught everything, no classes, no nothing. Martial arts, again, I was good at martial arts when I was a kid, so I kind of, I was like, okay, I'm going to do gymnastics. So I learned that, front flip, back flips, everything. And I remember Tiger was prepping for his Hero Panti, and I thought that I'm going to be the guy who's going to get in, because there was no action, there was no, Akshay Paji was there, but then, suddenly there was this pause. There was no action films. So I was like, okay, I'm going to, introduce parkour, I'm going to introduce martial arts. So I was training for that, and then Tiger happened, and he's training with me at Kandivali Sports Authority of India. And I was like, yeah, shit, should I stop? Because now he's going to be launched with, and nobody's telling me to, I'm just,
You're just doing it.
I'm just doing it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, should I stop? I was like, no. If there's a hero, then they might need a villain someday. So I just, I was like, I have to get in somehow. Yeah. So I kept training, and now I'm doing an action film soon.
So it'll all come to use.
Yeah. So yeah.
But your parents never got worried?
No, I don't think so. My dad was very strong. My mom used to kind of get a little, because I used to keep sleep. At times I was very low, I used to sleep all day. My mom was like, हाँ सो Karan Johar का phone आएगा बोलेगा मैं film दे रहा हूँ तुम्हें. And mom.
Lo and behold, phone आ गया.
Yeah, exactly. So I've been taunting my mom since the last 1 month.
What's interesting to me is that at this time, you're struggling, nothing's happening, and yet you did not say yes to the first script that came your way.
Yeah.
I mean, yet you were being choosy.
Right.
And how do you sort of exercise choice when there is so little? I mean, it's a lesson to learn.
I was being choosy even when I was, I was struggling, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying. How did you do that?
There were films which I was finalized for, and big films, big production houses. I just said no, and you're like, who the hell are you? And I was like, listen, I have a certain, I dream, my dreams have a certain path. I want to reach there. There's a certain goal I have. And my dad taught me never to compromise with my dreams. And I was like, I'm not going to compromise. If I want that, I want that. मुझे चिड़िया की आँख चाहिए तो चाहिए, like Arjun. So I used to keep saying this to myself, and it was crazy. Now if I think, like, it's
That's
really
right.
crazy,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
But my dad and my mom, they were like my backbone. They were like, just chill. My dad used to tell me that तेरे पास घर है, 2 वक्त की रोटी है, क्या टेंशन है, तू हम लोग हैं, तुझे जो करना है कर, but do not give up on your dreams, do not compromise. जब बनना है तो वही बनना है, यहाँ नहीं होगा हॉलीवुड जाएंगे, टेंशन नहीं है. So this is what, and this was crazy, and I was like, okay, and I kept training, and I still, I was not like chilling. I kept training, I kept acquiring skills, because I didn't want anybody, the casting directors to question, or say that, oh, you don't know this thing, so you're not fit. So I was like, I'm going to be prepared, I'm going to learn everything, I'm going to be prepared. So it was basically, I was launched by my family, little family from my, from Goregaon. So preparing as if, this is crazy if I think, I look back and it's quite,
But it's so lovely.
Yeah.
It's so lovely.
It's happening, everything's happening, so it's...
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah. The other thing I found very interesting was that you asked Zoya whether MC Sher is a lion or a tiger.
Yeah.
Is that how you, and she said lion,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so is that how you find your way into characters?
No, it depends, it keeps changing actually. I just had one workshop with Zoya. I was locked 25 days before the shoot. I was very
skinny.
Yeah, I was skinny. So in that one workshop, I because I was like, okay, this is it. I really saw. I could see that this film is going to be, something. It's a movement. It's not a film. It's going to be something great. So I was very excited, and yeah. So it was a very random question, to be honest.
But it's a smart one.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of, so my way is to when I'm crafting a character, I maintain a diary of the character, I sketch, I write as the character, I sketch the body language for me, and then for me it was very important to visualize him in a certain way. So that's why I asked her if it's a lion or a tiger, because that would kind of help me with the body language of the character. And then I came back home and I was just watching Animal Planet all day long and documentaries on lions. girls to see how they are, how they walk, their attitudes, and and I try to inculcate that in my character.
But your acting is purely self-taught?
I mean, there were 8 months of theatre, and theatre is different. I realized it later that it's very different. The medium is very, 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 very different, and there are things that in acting, film is different because it's got nuances, and I don't know how I used to watch a lot of films. My dad used to take me every Friday. I watched all films, Bhindi Bazaar, Shaadi Number, every film, every Friday.
Really?
He used to take me, So there's this Hub Mall
right across.
So he used to take me to Hub Mall every Friday, and I think that's something which in my head. I was just watching a lot of films. So and a lot of bad films also, because then I would when I was trying, when I was struggling, I used to watch a lot of bad films specifically because to see what not to do, because I'd seen what to do, because I'd seen the stars, I'd seen Shah Rukh sir, I'd seen Amitabh sir, I'd seen Dilip sir. So, and then there was a phase I was just watching bad films to see what's going wrong. So, it's self-taught, I think. It's very abstract, and because I don't believe in, there was a time where I wanted to go to FTI, but the admissions were shut for 2 years, So I was like, okay, I can't, we can't afford to go to New York and I didn't believe that, something like, it was a very basic thing that मुझे मेरे आसपास के लोगों की बातें बोलनी है, तो मैं बाहर जाके क्या सीखूं, समझ में नहीं आता, यही सब कुछ है, the life is here. So then I used to travel, sit at bus stops, just observe people, travel in trains, and just shop for life, just live life, and then just see, keep, I used to, कुछ अच्छा दिखा, कुछ अलग दिखा, तो I used to keep noting it. In my
कभी काम आएगा,
हाँ कभी काम आएगा, ये बॉडी लैंग्वेज कैसे खड़ा है, ऐसे खड़ा है, तो ये सारी चीज़ें करता था मैं. And yeah, that's very.
Tell me, what have the last sort of 10 months been like? Since Gully Boy, you are sort of the flavor of the year. What happens then? What is the struggle now? Now that the films have come, the attention has come, what do you have to do?
Right now, the struggle is, see, I was not used to so much of attention. I never wanted attention. I was never, I never wanted to become an actor for attention or money or fame.
Well, in the beginning you did. You wanted to be a hero, right?
I wanted to be, because that was, okay, when I was 19, that time. And
it was
because
glamorous.
there was no attention, because I was doing CA. I was sitting in classes for 8 hours and become a geek,
Right.
So I was like, okay, some attention would be nice. But then it was not, after that it was never for attention. It was only because I didn't know any other way to express, and so how has it changed? So I'm not very used to so much of attention, and I've always been an introvert. So I don't know. I mean, that's the challenge, I think, there, where I have to kind of keep myself rooted, and that's it.
Is it hard?
It is kind of hard now. Because you walk out, I can't just walk out freely and just go and get some whatever aloo, pyaz from samne wala. So
it's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
You've also talked, Siddhant, in interviews about your partner, about the girl you're seeing, and you said that you need that consistency and stability, and that's the person you've been with for a very long time. Has fame put pressure on that?
No. No. I think no. No, I'm trying to think that no, nothing has changed. Everything has, in fact, it's got stronger because the more attention I'm getting, the more I need to be with the people I really, I'm close to, my friends, my school friends, my my family, the person I am with, my partner. So I, that it's getting stronger. In fact,
You're protecting that?
No, I'm not protecting that. It's naturally getting stronger, because I'm conscious that I know this, the more I get here, I might. So, I'm just, focusing on work and then just coming back home or meeting friends. That's it. I don't have much friends in the industry. Except Ishan. Ishan's a very good dear friend, so I keep meeting him. But yeah, so my life's still private, and I want to keep it that way. I want to go out, conquer the world, go out, just do play characters, entertain people, make them laugh, but come back home and have a simple chai with Chaturvedis.
What are you most concerned about or afraid of at this point?
Most concerned and afraid. See, there's no pressure of the films I'm doing because I'm very confident, because I was waiting, I was hungry for, I have lived my dreams 1,000 times in my head when I was, wanted to be here, and now I'm here. So there's no pressure. I'm not nervous about that. I just again to keep it real, to keep it this exactly, to maintain this home, this my circle, my friends, and not let it get to my head. I think that's something which I wouldn't know. So it's the people around me that have to be really, yeah, guys, you have to be. I don't
Looking
know.
at you, Mom?
Yeah, Mom and everybody, yeah. So, and I think as of till now we are doing great.
You're doing
yeah.
great. You also said, Siddhant, that you're looking for the equilibrium between content and entertainment.
Yeah.
What did you mean?
See, I do understand that there's something which is, because I have enjoyed such films like, which are just out, out there.
Just great fun.
Great fun, yeah. But at the same time, something which just touches your heart, which is, there are films which are special. So it's very difficult, very few films which actually hit the right spot. So I'm trying to, hit the sweet spot there. But yeah, there's a combination now, whatever the lineup is, there's one for me, one for the audience, one for both of us. So yeah, I'm kind of trying to strike the balance between there. But yeah.
What will we see you in next, most likely? What do you think will be the first release?
Bunty Babli, yeah.
Bunty Babli
is going to be first.
Super.
Second half next year.
Nice, nice. Excellent. Cannot wait, and thank you so much.
Thank you so
much.
Thank you. Hi guys, this is Siddhant Chaturvedi, and do subscribe to Film Companion.